This is like the hip hop equivalent to Comic Con. Okay, I just sounded like a real big fucking nerd right now, didn't I? What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad of Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews, hip-hop/place data. We got a festival review today, and we're going to be talking about one of the most popular hip-hop festivals in the country. It's right here in Atlanta, Georgia. They've been going 10 years strong. I've gone several times. It's that hotness. We're talking about A3C, All Three Coast Hip-Hop Festival. Now, A3C started, like I said, about 10 years ago. It was a real small-scale hip-hop festival started by a couple guys who just wanted to bring a hip-hop festival to Atlanta. And they wanted to bring, all kinds of hip-hop. It mainly started focusing on the underground hip-hop because that's all they could afford at the time, the underground MCs. But as years went on and the festival got bigger and bigger and more developed, they started to bring in more established artists to now where they have both underground unknowns to underground majors to actual major label big time artists. They all show up at this festival. It's a 5-day festival all over the city, and it's just one of the best hip hop experiences anybody could get if you do attend this festival. So now let's break down how the festival works. Like I said, it's 5 days, and throughout the 5 days there's a various amounts of things you can do in this festival. They have, of course, hip hop shows of all kinds from different, showcases and different sponsors. So some, hip hop shows may be catered to a certain sponsor or a company, or some actually may just be, sponsored by a certain area. If a certain state or city wants to do a showcase and they have enough, people to bring up, they'll actually have a sponsored showcase. It's a good way to discover new artists and new talent because there's artists and producers and everything all over this place. You run into an artist every 3 seconds going to this festival. And another cool thing that I like about the festival is that they bring a lot of artists that usually don't end up coming to Atlanta to perform here, and you can get it at all at one festival price. So it's really cool. It's sort of like second to South by Southwest when it comes to southern festivals of hip hop and everything like that. But South by Southwest does more other genres. This is just hip hop oriented. So this is truly the hip hop festival in the South is A3C. Now, throughout the 5 days, another thing you can do is actually go to panels and learn information. If you're an artist or a producer or anybody trying to break into the music industry, they have a lot of valuable information that they try to give you and teach you so you can be able to apply it, so you can get big in the game and you can be the next person that everybody's going crazy about. You get to actually interact with these people. You can actually meet some of your favorite artists, actually chop it up with them, connect with them, network with them, give them your music, take pictures with them. It's all available at this festival. There's no separation. It's like hip hop camp. It's like everybody can just come together for the one common cause of hip hop, and it's so dope. And it goes on for 5 days, and you can go to different places and venues, and you never know who you're gonna run into. You never know who's gonna make a surprise appearance. So you just gotta be at the right place at the right time because you never know what's gonna happen. Now, the pricing system is, a key thing about this. Over the years, the pricing system has gone up with, the more established, more well-known artists being involved. It's going to, of course, cost more money. Now, it depends on when you buy the tickets. If you buy your tickets early, you can get them for a decent price around, $30, $40 for a festival ticket. But as time gets closer to the festival, they start to slowly increase until you're paying a solid hondo for a decent, festival ticket. So I always recommend that you buy your tickets early, regardless of who is going to be there or isn't. Usually A3C comes through with some great artists. They usually bring in some really good talent. So trust them when, they say buy your tickets early, because they don't disappoint when it comes to who they actually get to bring to the actual festivals. Now, there's 3 different tiers of, what type of ticket you can get. You can get a music ticket where it's just you go and you watch all the music shows, see all the shows around the city. Then there's an all access where you actually get to go to the panels and the mixers and the events and actually be able to interact with, the people in the game. That's just more catered to the artists. And then you have VIP, which is just like all access on steroids, where you actually get to go to all the things that I said before, but you also get special parking at certain events, because parking in Atlanta is a bitch. Definitely. And also just certain extra things like brunches and meals and certain events that only VIPs get to. So it is a little bit more, but you get more. But overall, the price is reasonable for what you get. For 5 days of straight hip hop, and you get to see some great acts, and you get some great time to, develop your, relationships and network with people who you never get to meet and see in the flesh, people who you've been connecting with on social media, or online, and then, all of a sudden you all just connect, at this festival. That is what this is for. Now, is this festival all as great as I'm making it to seem? Not necessarily. They do have their flaws. One thing is the shows don't always start at the right time. The typical thing with hip hop shows, they usually don't start on time, and A3C is no different. So when you go to a show and it's supposed to be scheduled at some time, depending on the artist and what's going on with the venue, and the setup and whatnot, you may be waiting an hour and a half before the show even kicks off for the doors even open. So as I always say, if you're going to a hip hop show, go a little bit after the scheduled time, because you never know if it's going to start on time. Some of them do, some of them don't. It just really, it's a roll of the dice with that. Another thing too that I really didn't like about, the festival is that it is the increase of prices, and, I think it should have been, a more reasonable price, around the end. I understand they're trying to capitalize. They got to pay these artists, and these are big name artists. They got to, be able to compensate for it. But I think that, if they stuck to their more reasonable prices, to cap it off around, $75-$80 a ticket. Once it gets to the 125 level, that's when it starts to get a little pricey for me. Unfortunately for me, I bought it early, and it wasn't too much of a big deal. But other than that, the festival is great. It's a great way to network. You get to meet people who you didn't think you get to meet. You run into some familiar faces, and it's just an all-around great hip-hop experience. And you also get to meet people, like I said, run into people who you've been wanting to meet, or if your favorite artist that you want to see and you've never seen live, they're there, and you can interact with them if they come out. You never know. And then they just bring some top quality artists. Like this year, they've had everybody from Mystical to Juvenile to Jay Electronica to Master Ace to Jean Grey, Talib Kweli, Black Thought of the Roots. That's just a few that I'm naming off, and they go from all over the spectrum. So it's not just one type of rap. You get all forms and factions of hip hop at this festival. So there's something for everybody. Clearly, you will find something at this festival that you will like and you will want to go to and you will want to know. But all in all, the A3C Festival is a great place to go if you're a fan of hip-hop, especially if you're an artist. Artists, you need to go here. And they actually give artists an opportunity to be able to perform at some of the showcases that are going on in the festival. If you have enough of a fan base and you've built enough of a buzz for yourself, and they feel like you're valuable enough to actually be put on the showcase, it's a great opportunity to build some new fans, to connect with other artists and do collaborations. And you never know who may be watching you. So a big time artist maybe eyeing you, catch your performance, or hear something about you and may want to work with you. So it's always opportunity there. So for artists, it's definitely a place to go. But even for just regular hip hop fans who want to just see some dope hip hop on all levels that they won't get to see for that kind of price, definitely go to it. I mean, it's my favorite hip hop festival that I've been to, and I've been to, probably a few of them, and this is the one that I prefer to go to. And because it's in Atlanta and it's easier for me to get to. But all in all, I have to say A3C is the best for artists, and as well as for, enjoyable listeners of hip hop. So A3C, definitely go to it. It happens every October, the beginning of every October. It just finished up this year, but it'll be here again next year. So if you just heard about it, or if you didn't get a chance to make it out this year, don't fret, because it will be here next year, and you never know who they're going to bring. So when they start selling tickets, I think they usually start selling them late spring, early summer. Make sure you get them early, because you will not regret whatever happens at A3C, all right? So my final verdict, I'm not saying that the A3C Festival is one of the best hip-hop festivals in the country and somewhere you definitely need to go to if you are a hip-hop artist or just a hip-hop fan in general. All I'm saying is that for a very reasonable price, if you get it at the right time, that is, you can see everybody from underground artists to major artists to legends to the up-and-comers who haven't just blown yet, but they're on the verge. They're all going to be there. You can mix it up. You can interact. You can network. You can impress people. You can find people that will impress you. And it's just one of the best places to go if you want to get a good source of hip-hop and just inspiration. And it's a week long, and it's going to be probably one of the funnest weeks that you'll ever have. So the A3C Festival, all I have to say is that it's 100% Granddad approved. Definitely check it out, especially if you live in Atlanta. You have no excuse not to go to this festival. And if you don't, make a trip here I think it's catching up with South by Southwest as one of the biggest festivals in the South. It may pass it up, in a few years. I'm just saying it may, because it's getting bigger and bigger every year. So I can't wait to see what happens next year. Like I said, it happens every October. So mark your calendars for next year if you want to be a part of it, if you want to check it out. All right. So nothing more I can say. A3C Festival, keep doing your thing. Keep bringing the dope hip hop to the Atlanta area, because we need it. We need it more than just one time a year. But hey, we won't complain. All right. So, A3C Festival. Go to it. Flip it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of the A3C Hip Hop Festival if you've ever been there. If you haven't, make a plan to go there next year. Like I said, it's here every October, so make sure you check it out. Also, shout out to Dead End Hip Hop, who I actually met at A3C. They're a review channel out here in Atlanta. I got one of their new shirts I'm rocking today. So shout out to Dead End Hip Hop. Make sure you check out their YouTube channel for some dope reviews. And as well as me, subscribe to my channel. Hit the button on the screen or the button below. You know what to do. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, links in the description too. So follow me on all that shit so we can be up to date with the Woolly reviews and everybody knows when it's going to drop. Because, hey, I don't ever not drop a video. So until next time, I take my leave. Granddad, A3C Hip Hop Festival. I'm out of here.